My name is Shreya Anand, and I'm a fifth-year PhD candidate in physics at Caltech. And today I'll be talking to you about my paper on testing whether collapsars synthesize art process elements. The paper has been submitted to AppJ, and you can find the archive link right here. So what is art process? Art process stands for rapid neutron capture process, by which more than half of the elements heavier than iron are synthesized. The discovery of the binary neutron star merger GW17017 confirmed that neutron star mergers are capable of producing these heavy elements on the periodic table. However, neutron star mergers may not be the sole art process nucleosynthesis site. There have been a number of clues from galactic archaeological studies pointing towards the need for an additional art process site. Take, for example, the dwarf galaxy Reticulum 2, which shows prolific enrichments in barium and europium relative to iron. This points towards a rare and prolific enrichment site because dwarf galaxies are metal poor. However, Reticulum 2 is also enriched early in its history. This disfavors the long delay timescales associated with the formation of a neutron star system and its merger. On the other hand, a core collapse supernova could produce these art process elements, tracking formation relatively closely. And so Naidu et al. 2021 suggests that perhaps a rare core collapse supernova subtype could be contributing significantly to the art process production, specifically with this core collapse supernovae dominating at early times and neutron star mergers dominating at late times. Siegel et al. 2019 proposed that perhaps this rare supernova subtype is a 1C broad-lined supernova associated with a collapsar or a collapsing massive star. In this model, the collapsar collapses into a central black hole, which forms an accretion disk around it due to the rapid rotation of the central star. And in this disk, art process nucleosynthesis could occur. The main signature of art process nucleosynthesis manifests in the supernova's light curve, and it depends on whether the inner art process ejecta is mixed efficiently or not with the outer supernova layers. So in this scenario, you could have low mixing, in which the light curve shows signatures of reddening only perhaps in the late time light curve. Whereas in a scenario where you have efficient mixing within the layers, you start to see these prolific art process signatures in the form of near-infrared excesses in the broadband light curves. So we started searching for these art process signatures using the Zwicky transient facility. We selected 18 broadline 1 type 1C supernovae with ZTF and followed them up in the optical and in the near infrared with the wide infrared camera on Palomar 200-inch telescope. We compared the supernova colors, which are plotted here, with the model predictions. And these model predictions range from 0.01 solar masses to 0.13 solar masses of art process mass. What we find is that most 1C broadline supernovae do not exhibit near-infrared excesses at the level predicted for an art process mass of 0.1 solar masses. On the other hand, we perform detailed fitting to art process free models as well as the art process enriched models. But we find that the art process free models are actually a good description of the light curves, both the bolometric light curves and the broadband light curves. So in other words, we don't actually need any art process contribution to explain the supernova light curves. So in conclusion, collapsars may contribute to art process enrichment along with neutron star mergers. But in our work, we find no compelling evidence for art process enrichment in these light curves. In future work, we propose to conduct systematic studies of 1C broadline supernovae with near-infrared telescopes and specifically target these GRB associated supernovae to search for signatures of our process nucleosynthesis. These studies will help address fundamental questions about the nature of heavy element nucleosynthesis in the universe. Thank you for listening.